What's up, my rhythm gang? Back to another video. This will be what if Naruto had the Speed Force. I've always wanted to do this what if, and now I'm finally going to. So this costume right here is from the series Flash. This costume was from a villain. His name was Godspeed, even though he got beat. Um, so Naruto will have this costume because you need a costume when you have the Speed Force, because when you're running at speeds of faster than sound or faster than the speed of light, your body would burn up because of the friction and all this other stuff. So Naruto, he would eat like 3 times as much as Choji, and if you've watched The Flash, you would know why. Because when you run that fast every day, um, it would take a lot of energy, a lot of protein. It would take so much nutrients to keep up your physical body, so it won't just get destroyed. Um, and you won't pass out all the time. So he would eat a fuck ton as a kid and throughout his entire life. So everyone that would come encounter with Naruto will think his power comes from his Ken fuck, like that thing, special abilities that some people have, like the dojutsus and all that. Some people would think he has swift release, even though it's just the speed force. So let's get straight into this what if. I've explained everything that I need to as the moment. So let's get straight into it. So Naruto would be born, and the entire attack on the Hidden Leaf would start. And once Kushina and Minato die, um, when Minato puts the half of Nine Tails into Naruto and half of it into him, he will also make a deal with the Speed Force, because one time when he was training a long time ago to get his nickname, the Yellow Flash or whatever, for him to obtain that much speed, one time he got a message or like invitation in his head from the Speed Force, because Speed Force wanted him, his body, and make him more powerful and more faster, but he declined it, and he made a deal with the Speed Force. And if I ever have a kid, you could have him. And so he made the entire deal with the Speed Force in a matter of seconds. And the deal is that the Speed Force will be inside my son, and from the Speed Force being inside him, he will lose all his other abilities. He won't be able to learn any other jutsu. He won't be able to learn, or he'll be able to learn jutsu, one jutsu from their planet. And that would be the Shidori. He'll be able to learn that, but he won't be able to learn any water style, any wind style, any other style except lightning style. That's all he could learn. That's the deal that they made. So lightning style is all he could learn. And the Speed Force was alright with that. They said, okay, he could do that. He can only have lightning style, and everything else he can't have, because he would just be way too overpowered by then. So once they both die, the third Hokage comes, sees Naruto, and starts taking care of him. Now, as Naruto's growing up, he's a pretty normal child, but the third Hokage notices that at random moments he would have a burst of energy, and his eyes would glow, and stuff like liquid around them would start floating when he gets mad or sad at random moments. And he just thinks it's his powers of the Nine Tails, but it's actually the Speed Force. So then, Naruto, once he's like 5 years old, would start wanting to train. He would go to the third Hokage and be like, "Hey Hokage, can I please start training to become the best ninja I can?" And then the Hokage would be like, "Oh, I'm glad you want to become a ninja." So he would give him some papers. He wouldn't think that Naruto would be able to use the papers, he gives him some papers to see what style he has. He uses the papers to the maximum he can. He tries for 3 days, can't do it. Then he finally is able to do it, and the third Hokage sees that he has lightning style. So they practice, or third Hokage gives him some scrolls for like very tiny lightning style, which is a lightning arrow, really small thing that he could practice with. It's a D rank lightning style. So then he trains for about 3 days. No, I say 3 weeks to do this. And he finally gets to summon the lightning arrow. Once he does this, his speed force awakens. So the thing and the deal is that once Naruto finally starts his training, and once he finally has power or his chakra running through him normally at a normal rate, his speed force would awaken. So he would actually be taken over by the speed force for exactly 1 day. And in that 1 day, since he doesn't know how to control the speed force and he's very vulnerable, the speed force would go bad on him. And he would go around and he would kill about 5 people. And you're wondering, how the hell can a kid kill this many people at such a young age? Well, it's pretty simple. If you move your hand at a fast enough speed, you could phase your hand through someone's heart and chop it in half or crush it or whatever. So he does that, or he doesn't do it. The Speed Force does it to him because he can't control the Speed Force. And once the third Hokage finally figures out how to get him under control, he's like, okay, we have to keep Naruto safe because multiple people have seen Naruto kill, and word is going out, and then they're like, okay, we have to figure a way to get rid of Naruto, or like to keep his identity a secret. So then, for about 3 months, the Hokage has specialists design a certain suit for Naruto. This suit will help him control this power. This suit will help him keep his identity a secret, and this suit will help enhance his power a little bit. So he finally gets the suit, and the more Naruto grows, the more the suit grows. The suit will change to his height or whatever. So Naruto sees that his body has changed ever since he awakened his speed force. Like, he has super good muscle, he has super good athletic abilities. He's just overall a really athletic person. So from that day on, he can't show his face at all. He can't ever take the suit off except for showering, and he has to move his house because everyone knows where Naruto lives. So he moves his house. Not everyone, just a few select people know where he lives. They've seen him going in and out of his house. So then Naruto decides to train with his power, and I'm gonna say at about 12 years old. I know 12 years old, I'm pretty sure everyone graduates from the thing, but I'm gonna say at 12 years old, they go to the thing, and then at 13 they graduate, because Naruto needs a long time to practice his powers. So then Naruto would practice every day, and once he's about 8 years old, so it's been about 2 years, he would get a good hang of his powers. He could run close to sound speed, not there yet, and you're like, wow, that's really insane. He could run that fast, but the if you know that in the show The Flash, as soon as Barry Allen got his power, he could run at sound speed immediately after he got his powers. But since he's an adult, that's why he could do it. But since Naruto is a kid, he's not there yet. So he's getting close to there, but not there yet. So then Naruto would be practicing in the forest one day, and the way he would practice is he would run a 500 mile race every day, 500 miles. He would then practice his agility and movement so he could block stuff and dodge stuff. He would also practice his lightning style, and he would try to get in contact with his power or his speed force because he um, believes someone is watching him and someone gave him his power. And at random moments, he would hear a voice in his head saying, "Go faster" or "Do this more." And he would just listen to it. So he tries to talk to it every now and then, but it never responds. So he would be training in the forest, and Kakashi would see this young boy in this suit, or he thinks is a young boy in the suit, and then he would see that there's lightning all around him. It's white lightning. He's like, "Oh, this kid must be a lightning user." And he watches him for a while, and then he says, maybe this kid could learn some lightning styles. Maybe I could teach him. So he goes over to the kid, and Naruto gets super nervous and super worried because he might ask if he could see his face. So then he's super on guard. So then Kakashi's like, "Hey, you want me to teach you some lightning abilities?" And Naruto was like, "Yes, I would like you to teach me some." So they train for a while, and he learns a lightning attack that he could do. It's called a lightning kick, and he would have lightning surge around his feet, and then he could jump off a tree and kick super fast, and that kick will be super important later on in the series. So after he teaches him this ability, Naruto is super happy. So then Kakashi says, "I have to go now. I'll see you in the future sometime." And then Naruto was like, "Alright, see you later." So then Naruto would keep training, and at the time he gets to the academy, he could run faster than sound. He could he picked up this one ability when he was about 10 years old. If he runs fast enough in a circle, he could create enough energy, he could throw lightning bolts. These lightning bolts are like if you could throw the Shidori. That's how powerful it is. And he could throw them. They're that powerful. And that first lightning ability he ever learned, the lightning arrow, he's improved that so much. It's like Sasuke's lightning arrow or bow or whatever. It's like that. That's how powerful it is. So he knows those abilities. He knows the kick, the lightning bolt, and the arrow. The two abilities he will mostly be using, the lightning kick and lightning bolt. So then he would be super excited to go to school. It would be his first day, and he goes to school in his uniform because he never takes it off except for showers. So he goes out to the place, and he sees a lot of kids, and some kids look at him weirdly, and he doesn't know he's killed people, but the leaders, like the village leaders, do, and a lot of higher up ninja know that he killed. So then Sasuke would look at him weirdly because he senses he's very strong, but also he just doesn't care. And Naruto's actually really smart because he hangs out with the third Hokage a lot, so he reads lots of textbooks and all that. So in this what if, Naruto is going to be really smart, not Sasuke's level, but close to Sasuke's level, and he would be super strong, obviously, and super smart. So he would ace his classes. He would get A's and B's, and when it came to ninja practice, when it came to throwing kunai, he would always infuse his lightning, no matter what. And Sasuke thought that it was cool that he knew a nature style already. He knew lightning style, so he liked how he infused his chakra with the kunai, so it made it stronger and it destroyed the targets way easier. And when it came to sparring, Naruto never used his full power. He barely used any of his power. Um, so when it came to sparring against Sasuke, he would just look at Sasuke, and then uh, he would do this one ability that he uses to blind enemies. It's like a giant flash of his lightning, and he would just go right behind Sasuke and chop his neck, and he would be knocked out because he uses a bit of his speed to make the force of the chop faster and harder. So Sasuke would lose to most of the time, but he would win a few times. So then, once the academy is over, Naruto passes, but then that one guy, I forgot his name. You know that one fucking tiger guy, that thinks he's all that, but he got beat by a Genin Naruto. That kid that made Naruto grab the scroll. He would go up to Naruto and be like, "Hey, you want to get stronger, kid?" And Naruto would be like, yeah, sure." And then he would be like, "Okay, you have to go to the third Hokage, steal this certain scroll from his office, and then go into the woods and practice. And if you master one jutsu from that book, you can become a super powerful Jonin faster. You could become a Chunin way faster." Naruto was like, "Alright, bet." So he steals the scroll in a matter of seconds, and he has speed reading, so he looks through all of them, and he goes to the lightning section, and he looks at the abilities, and he looks at this one ability called the Shidori. So he's looking at it, he's like, maybe I could learn this. So he tries his hardest to learn it, and it takes him so long to learn, like the entire time. And he's actually doing it while, his name was Mizuki, I'm pretty sure. When Mizuki showed up, he was still training, and then he finally mastered it. And Mizuki didn't know the jutsu name or what it did, so he was like, whatever. So he finally goes up to Naruto and is like, "Okay, let me take it back." So then Naruto was like, "I don't think so." So then, Mizuki attacks him, and then, Naruto is like, "Maybe I could try this one jutsu that I saw. I don't know how to do it, but maybe if okay, that should work." So he starts doing side-to-side jumps, and soon enough, he was like, "Okay, let's kick it up a notch." So he makes sure he goes so fast that he has, like, at least 50 of himself all around Mizuki, but he doesn't know that it's actually just himself, but going so fast, he thinks it's shadow clones. So then he's like, "Okay, whatever, I'll still take you out." And then Naruto just goes up, does one fast circle around a tree, and then throws a lightning bolt straight at Mizuki, and he's knocked out cold. And Naruto runs straight back to the hidden leaf, with Mizuki on his shoulder, drops him off at the third, but puts the scroll back so no one knows he learned a jutsu from the scroll. And then he's like, "Hey, third Hokage, Mizuki here was trying to steal the scroll." And the third Hokage is like, "What are you talking about?" And he shows that the scroll got misplaced because he just placed it in a random place. And Naruto said, "Yeah, I saw him trying to take it." So then he goes to Joe Mizuki, and Naruto is rewarded and all this. And then Naruto is thinking of the jutsu he learned. And he keeps thinking Shidori, Shidori. And when he was reading what type of jutsu it was, it also said the rank, and it was a rank ability. So he's like, I probably shouldn't use it on anyone that isn't Jonin and above. So the next day, they have their teams picked, and Iruka is like, "Okay, on Team 7 is Sakura, Haruno, um, it's Sasuke Uchiha, and they don't use Naruto Uzumaki. They will use Godspeed because the third Hokage says that's his nickname. No one knows his actual name, which is a fucking lie. A few high tier Jonin and the ninja elders know his name, Naruto Uzumaki, but people just call him Godspeed. So Godspeed, Sakura Haruno, and Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke Uchiha is like smirking a little because Naruto's on his team, and he's like, "Alright, I bet I'll have a good rivalry with this kid." So then they're waiting for Kakashi to get there, and Kakashi sees Naruto, and he's like, "Oh, this kid again." So then he says, "Okay, come to the rooftop, and we'll talk about certain things, and we'll introduce ourselves." So then they head up to the rooftop, and that's where I'm gonna leave it off because I have some people coming over soon. So I will see y'all in the next episode. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next part. Goodbye.